What's going on, everyone? Double T here, back with another video, and today, as you can see, we are talking Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3. Two heavy hitters in any gaming generation, in my opinion. This is the 7th generation, obviously. They had the Wii in that generation as well, but today we're talking about the 360 versus the PlayStation 3. Now, for me, before I even get started, let me tell you guys, I grew up with an Xbox 360. I did not grow up with the PlayStation 3. I actually just got this PlayStation 3 about 2 years ago now, I want to say, maybe a year and a half ago. Sometime in 2024, I want to say, at the end of 2024, so maybe a little less than 2 years, I got this PlayStation 3 Slim model. And then about 2.5 to 3 years ago, I got this Xbox 360 Slim model as well. But obviously, I grew up with the 360. I just haven't had one in quite some time. Now, there are so many things to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk games. I'm going to talk hardware. I'm going to talk controllers, multiplayer, all of the above. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. I think it's a good place to start at the hardware because that's what we're talking about, right? The 360 console versus the PlayStation 3 console. So, like I said, I want to talk hardware. So I grew up with the Xbox 360, right? Like I mentioned, and I had the original fat white Xbox 360 model, right? The first version, Model 1. This is before the Slim came out, before the E came out, all of those other versions, the Xbox 360 Elite. It was just the white one. And I got the Red Ring of Death like 3 times growing up, which absolutely sucked. And I know that is like, the PlayStation 3 fanboys are all, that's pretty much all they have to say bad about the 360. Because I think a lot of games do look better on the 360, in my opinion. However, most of the time people say, you know, oh, I don't want to get the Red Ring of Death. I don't want to pay for online subscription, playing for multiplayer, right? Xbox Live. That is another big con. But I did actually end up getting 360, the Red Ring of Death 3 times growing up, which absolutely sucked because imagine you're in a play session. I remember playing like Call of Duty, right? Grinding. And you're in the middle of a match. All of a sudden, the screen goes black. Or did it go black or did it go blue? I don't remember. But your Xbox 360 basically cuts off and freezes. And you look down, and I was playing on a TV, right? I look down and all I see is the red ring. And I'm like, no, bro. Like, that literally happened 3 different times, and it absolutely sucked. But one time I was able to get it repaired, right? I don't remember where exactly I sent it. I don't remember if I sent it into Microsoft or where it was, but I sent it in somewhere. My parents helped me, right? Because this was like, I think elementary school at this point, maybe middle school. But sent it in, got it fixed, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But the other ones, you basically just have to buy a new console if you can't figure it out. I also tried some home remedies. One time I fixed it, and then a month later, I got the red ring again. So that definitely stunk, but like I said, that was the first model. That was the Model 1 Xbox 360, right? Base model. Later on, they came out with the Elite. They came out with the Slim, like I have here. And these models have a lot better hardware. I don't remember the exact problem that caused the red ring. I believe it was some kind of soldering, some little piece in there would eventually go out, and they basically fixed that problem with the newer 360s. So you really don't have to worry about the red ring with these models. From the knowledge I've gained online and from personal experience, I've been running this one and I've had no issues with it at all. So if you're looking to buy one, you know, this year in 2026, when I'm making this video, the Slim model and then I believe the Elite model would be your ways to go. I personally love the Slim. I got this model in box, right? Complete in box. It had the manuals, it had the power cables, the console that was in really good shape. I have like 14 games. It came with like 14 games, 2 controllers, a headset for like $140, $150. So great deal. I found it on eBay, and you can find these things for like anywhere from 100 to 150 bucks with like a package deal. Most of the time, even coming with some games. So 360, if you want to go that route, that is kind of my recommendations for you. Now, let's get into PS3. So the PlayStation 3, like I mentioned, I have the Slim model as well for this one. And after the research I did, you know, there's the fat PS3 that's backwards compatible. You can play PS2 games on it, and that I think is absolutely amazing. But they're a lot more expensive, especially for me, you know, I'm kind of a collector. I wanted to get complete in-box experience, so I didn't want to pay that hefty price for the fat model that has the backwards compatibility with the big hard drive. They're a little bit more costly, but it's a beautiful console, right? The fat one that has the PlayStation 3, those long like Spider-Man letters. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I ended up opting with this one, and you could even find the one. This is the slim model. I don't remember what they call the other model. I don't know if it's another kind of slim model, but it has like the hard drive that slides. Those you can find really cheap as well, but I have heard that there is some problems with that disk drive. Sometimes that little door that opens and closes breaks. So I didn't end up opting for that model, even though it's a little bit cheaper. But I got this, like I said, like 2 years ago, and I got a completed box, which I just love having the boxes to display. And I don't know, that's just a weird collective brain about me. I just like having like the complete in-box experience, just like my games. And I got the PS3. Came with the controller. This one I don't believe came with any games, unfortunately. But it was like $130, I want to say. I found it on eBay as well. You just have to really do your research on exactly what model you want. What kind of, you know, this one had a 160 gigabyte hard drive, which I was completely fine with. I'm not like downloading a million games on it, so yeah, I had no problems with this one and absolutely loving it so far. And the PlayStation 3, it is a powerful console. It was, when it came out, y'all, if you weren't born yet, I'm sorry, because you don't remember like the release of the PlayStation 3 versus the release of the Xbox 360. Both of them had some pretty crazy releases, but this console was pretty expensive for the time. And so the sales were kind of slow at the start. And then they dropped the price actually, and then it, you know, prices flew. I mean, not prices flew, but the sales flew up because the prices dropped, right? Supply and demand, pretty simple. But yeah, this one actually ended up selling very, very well. Actually did sell more than the 360, but for me growing up, everyone I knew had the 360, so that's what I wanted to play on. And like I mentioned, another really big thing to consider, especially back in the day, was PlayStation 3 online multiplayer was free. You did not have to pay any kind of subscription for PSN, nothing like that. Versus the Xbox 360, you did have to pay monthly. You had to pay your Xbox Live membership. So that was kind of a downfall, but I ended up, you know, going with it and sticking with it because that's what all my friends played on. And really, back in the day, that's kind of how it was. Whatever console your friends had and the ones, you know, you wanted to hop on with your buddies with, that's the console you ended up opting for. So could be different for you nowadays if you're more of a single game player. That's like nowadays I don't play much multiplayer with my friends. So I you know, of course I have both because I'm a collector and I love both consoles for different things. We're gonna talk games in a second, which when you get into exclusives, both of them have amazing games. But anyways, the PlayStation 3 Slim model, I don't think you can go wrong with it. Just make sure if you're looking on like eBay or something or Facebook Marketplace that you are, you know, looking at all the pictures, making sure that everything is working, making sure it's tested, right? Or that it has a good return policy. That is just what you want to look out for. Now, let's talk games. So before we get into the games, I actually want to talk about the controllers next. Now, for me, I'm a little bit biased because I grew up with the 360, like I've mentioned, and the 360 controller, man, it just feels so good. It just feels right in my hand. I love where how everything is laid out. A lot of people really dislike the D-pad, but I never really had too big of issues with it. Maybe that's just because I grew up with it. It, you know, could definitely be some nostalgia bias on this one. I am not afraid to admit that because I grew up with it. I had hundreds of hours on my controller, probably thousands of hours on my controller playing Call of Duty, playing, you know, other first-person shooter games. So like I never really had a ton of issues with the 360 controller. And I think ergonomically it just fits really well in your hand. For me personally, it fits better in my hand than the PlayStation 3 controller, you know, which is the DualShock 3, which is an amazing controller. It's basically a PlayStation 2 controller, but wireless and, you know, a little bit upgraded when it comes to how the controller feels and, you know, the vibrations in the controller and all that. So I don't have a problem with it. I just like the layout of the joysticks for the main part, the joysticks, and I do like the triggers better on the 360 controller versus the DualShock 3. But the DualShock 3 is still a really good controller, and as I've, you know, played more PlayStation 3 and grown to love the console more since I didn't grow up with it, I do, I'm slowly turning a new leaf on the DualShock 3 because I honestly wasn't like, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But I do really like it. I do like it. Once you play games that have, that use the vibration in the controller a lot and stuff like that, to me, I really enjoyed that part of it. So I end up really liking it. But yeah, that is my quick segment on, controllers. Sorry, I don't know like all the specifics. This is not like a super technical demonstration of these controllers or consoles for that matter. I'm just telling you guys my opinion. I'm just some guy that likes to game, and I'm sharing my thoughts. So on another note, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me, man. Anyone who comments on the video, I love to start conversations with you guys in the comments section. Anyone who likes the video, subscribes, I really, really appreciate it. I know that like 90+% of my viewers that watch my channel and watch each video aren't subscribed to my channel. So I really appreciate if you guys, make that percentage a little bit lower, get my subscriber count up. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support. Now, what you guys are probably waiting for, let's get into the games. Now, when we're talking games for the Xbox 360, there are so many games on this console that are freaking amazing, dude. Like, I just remember growing up playing Halo, playing Gears of War, playing Forza. These are really fun games that are exclusive to the console, and for the Halo multiplayer experience, you had to be there in its prime, man. Like Halo 3, Halo Reach Prime multiplayer experience on the 360, it just went crazy. So we're gonna go over some of the the games today. Of course, Halo 3. This is actually the first Halo game that I ever played and got into. Really enjoyed this game, and still one of my probably top 10 games to this day. Honestly, I need to update my top 10 list, but definitely a solid game. We have Halo 4 as well, amazing game. Halo Reach, one of my favorite. I'm not gonna say it's a spin-off game. It's definitely not a spin-off game when it comes to Halo, but I freaking love this game. Is special, man. I remember playing the multiplayer a ton on this game. The campaign I've played multiple times all the way through, freaking amazing. Halo 3 ODST, I also love this campaign. I've even talked about this on my kind of podcast episodes with Echoes, and so I have a nostalgia. I have a little bit of nostalgia hit when it comes to the Halo 3 ODST. I really like the dark vibes of the campaign, and it also has the firefight mode, which is freaking amazing. And then you got, Halo Combat Evolved, which this is the anniversary collection. A cool thing about this one, if you didn't know, is you can use the Xbox 360 updated graphics, or you can keep it on the OG Xbox graphics, which is what I actually ended up playing the game through. I played it for the first time earlier this year, and I actually did a review on it, so go check that out on the channel as well if you didn't check that out yet. The next series, of course, that we're talking about when we're talking about Xbox 360 is Gears of War. So we got Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. Now, I don't have every single Gears of War game, unfortunately, but right now, these are the ones that I own on the Xbox 360. And for me, a special place in my heart, I'm going to have to say, is just really Gears of War 3. This game, I played the Horde mode a ton, in multiplayer and even co-op. Original actual couch co-op, like I play with my buddies on my couch, so that was an amazing experience. But the Horde mode is great, the campaign is great, the multiplayer was great. All the Gears games, man, they're fun. And if you guys didn't know, they're working on Gears of War E-Day, which is coming out later this year, I want to say. I'm kind of blanking on that. It's later this year. I don't want to say it moved to 2027 because they've been pushing it, but it should come out later this year. Excited for that one as well, and just excited to see kind of where they go with it. Next, we're talking Forza Motorsport and Project Gotham Racing. Now this is, sorry about that, this is Forza Motorsport 2, and this is Project Gotham Racing 4. These are actually the ones that I really grew up playing. Yeah, these are really solid games. If you've never played Project Gotham Racing or Forza, they're really cool games, man. If you grew up with PlayStation, you know Gran Turismo, obviously. And these games are kind of like that, but they just all have their own specific vibe to them. So you definitely got to kind of experience them for your own, but the car selection in these games is absolutely amazing. So if you're into racing games, or even if you're not, I do suggest, checking them out. And as you can see, they're only on Xbox 360. Now, some other notable games that I think run great on the Xbox 360 and are some of my favorite games, we have to go with Injustice Gods Among Us. If you've never played this one, now these are not exclusives. I'm just want to talk about them because I own them on the Xbox 360. And I remember buying this when it first came out in high school, man. Freaking amazing game. And I've talked about it so many times on the channel. Actually, on my last Xbox 360 video, I talked about Injustice Gods Among Us. Absolutely love this game. If you've never checked it out, definitely do that. We got another great game, Batman Arkham Origins, that runs really good on 360. The environments in this game, chef's kiss, man. Great game. Amazing combat. We can even talk about... Oh, this actually is an exclusive. We can talk about Titanfall. Now, Titanfall 1 was a multiplayer-only game. So, honestly, I haven't hopped in to see if you can play it today. I don't think that it is still online. I don't think you can play it, unfortunately. But if you've never played Titanfall 2, definitely play that one. Crackdown. I have Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2. These are some more that I can talk about that are really fun games. This is kind of like a GTA-like game from Microsoft Game Studios. And these are really cool. As you can see there, only on Xbox 360. That's the original Crackdown. Those are pretty cool games, man. Honestly, I might get some flack for this, but I'm not the biggest GTA person. I'm not even really super hyped for GTA 6. I don't even think I'm going to get it. I mean, I'm not going to say never, but probably not. I honestly just don't. I have GTA 5, and I don't even play it, right? I have GTA 5 right here. Played a little bit, but not a huge fan. Like, I'm not just someone that sinks thousands of hours into GTA Online like a lot of people did. That's just me, though. You could love it. Lost Planet. These are really cool games. I haven't even played them, so I'm not going to talk about them and act like I did. I definitely want to get to these games, though. I have Lost Planet 1 and 2. Just haven't played it yet. Ooh, banger. Lego Batman. This game is amazing. And like I said, these are not exclusives, but Lego Batman, if you've never played it, man, I love the Lego games. I'm really excited for the new Lego Batman game. Go play this one. Now, moving on to the PlayStation 3 games. These are actually exclusives. And whenever I first got the PlayStation 3, one of the main things I wanted to do was go ahead and pick up a lot of the exclusives. So that's what I did. So the first one, Resistance Fall of Man. This is the first game in the three-game series. There's Resistance 1, which is Fall of Man, then 2 and 3. I actually own 2 as well, but I have not played it. 1 was really good. I actually really enjoyed this one. It's like that OG, like older World War II vibes, and the way it goes through the story and follows the main character is actually really cool and a little bit different than a lot of the other like World War II games that came out back in the day. Insomniac made this as well, so you know that they do a great job. This one just has really cool vibes. So, Resistance, if you've never played it, definitely go play it. I hope that they bring back the series. Killzone 2, and then I also have Killzone 3, and then I have the first Killzone on my PlayStation 2. So that's pretty cool. But Killzone, man, says only on PlayStation. These are a really cool series. If you go back and play them, they are going to play a little bit clunky. I might get hate for that, but I'm just being honest. But really cool games. I actually really need to go through these and play the campaigns of them, though. Infamous. This is the one that a lot of you guys are probably thinking about. Infamous is a really different game and really fun, especially for the time this game came out. This game was so... I don't even know. There's really nothing like it. Like, it's kind of like a superhero game, if you want to call it that, but the mechanics and the way the combat is in this game, you've really never seen anything like it at this time. Now there's just some games that I think could be somewhat comparable or maybe took inspiration from Infamous. This was made by Sucker Punch, and they've made some games that kind of, piggybacking off of this per se since this game came out. But during the time, man, this game was the only thing like it on the market and blew a lot of people's minds. Great game, still like it. Go back and play this game if you haven't. And Motorstorm. Motorstorm is a really cool arcade type racer. Like, you can literally, like, the explosions look super realistic in this game. And it's just a good time, man. It's a really fun game. And this one is an exclusive as well. And they have Motorstorm Arctic something. There's another one of these. I think there's only 2 Motorstorm games. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong on the comments below. I believe there's only 2 Motorstorm games. I need to get the other one still. But I did play this one. This one's really fun. and it's just a different, style. There's so many of these like racers and arcade racers on 360 and PlayStation 3 both. Just in the generation, and even the Wii for that matter. The 7th generation has a ton of arcade racers, but this one is a little bit different. And it's like realistic, but it's still arcadey at the same time. It's a really cool feel. So those are going to be like the main exclusives that I want to mention. Of course, I already know you guys are going to say, where's The Last of Us? What about The Last of Us? What about God of War? I don't own any of those for PS3, right? I have The Last of Us on my PlayStation 4, and then I don't own any of the God of War games on my PS3, or the Ratchet and Clank games for that matter. So sue me, I just don't have them yet. I haven't, fleshed out my PlayStation 3 collection as much as I want to yet. So I literally just have like these 2 spots on the shelf. That's all my PlayStation 3 games. So definitely let me know down below what games you see that I'm missing from my PlayStation 3. Maybe that I didn't mention today. I don't even know if you guys can see the shelf right here. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys like kind of the gist of my PlayStation 3 collection. You see these gaps here, that's because I already took some games out. And then if you want to look at or get a closer look at the 360 collection as well, that is what it is. I'm still missing a lot of games. Oh, I need to grab a game real quick that I did not mention. The Mass Effect collection, the trilogy. This is a must-play BioWare game. If you've never played any of the Mass Effects, you guys have to play it. I don't even care if you play it on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. I haven't played them on PS3, so I don't know if it runs better or worse than 360, but you must play this trilogy if you have either of these consoles, or if you're thinking about getting them. You need to get this trilogy. This is like my favorite franchise of all time. I'm not even lying. So Mass Effect, definitely play them. So those are really my thoughts on these 2 consoles. 2 amazing consoles. I'm not even going to pick one and say one's better than the other. I am nostalgia biased for the Xbox 360, so if I absolutely, gun to my head, had to pick one, I would probably pick 360, but I also see the amazing value of the PS3. It's really just whichever one you want to pick. Whichever one, maybe the exclusives speak to you more, maybe one of the controllers speak to you more, and that's why you want to get it. Hardware, I think they're both amazing consoles, so either way, I don't think you can go wrong. Amazing library for both consoles, and a lot of the games are on both consoles, so it really doesn't matter. If you want to be crazy and be a collector and pick up both, then you do that as well. I love doing that because I do want the exclusives for each console. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? 360 or PlayStation 3? I'd love to know what you think, and I'd love to know, again, any games that you guys maybe didn't hear me mention today. I would love to know about them. I still have a ton of games on my list that I need to purchase and pick up for the collection for both of these consoles, so I'm looking forward to playing more of them. Thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about these consoles, and I really appreciate your time. You guys watching, you guys have been giving me amazing support so far on this channel. Again, I'd appreciate you if you subscribe and like the video if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.